In this video, we're going to be putting the Galaxy A53 5G against the Moto G Stylus 5G 2022. Stay tuned. Alright everyone, hopefully you guys are having a good day. Hopefully everyone is safe out there. As you guys can see, the Moto G Stylus 5G 2022 is finally in the house. Now this device came out a couple days ago and everybody seems to be getting their G Stylus 5G right about now, either Sunday or Monday. Really new phone right here, and we're going to be seeing, based off of the specifications, performance, and tests, which device is better between the A53 5G and the Moto G Stylus 5G. So first and foremost, we're going to go off of price. So the Galaxy A53 5G is going to be $450 in the US, and the G Stylus 5G 2022 is going to be $500. So the better price right here is going to obviously be the A53 5G. The Moto G Stylus 5G, $499. We're going to see if that's worth it. I made a video on it already and I don't really think it is. Also, Motorola, can you please stop just like naming the Moto G Stylus as the same thing? It's really confusing. Appreciate that. Thank you, homie. Going on to the phones though, as far as the body goes, we're going to have a glass front on the Galaxy A53 5G. We're going to have a plastic frame and a plastic back on the A53 5G, but we are going to have Corning Gorilla Glass 5, so that's great to see on here. We're also going to have an IP67 water and dust resistance. Now going to the Moto G Stylus 5G 2022, we're going to have a glass front, a plastic frame, and a plastic back on this device. We are going to have a water repellent design, but no Gorilla Glass at all, and I think we're gonna have like an IP55 or something like that, but nothing really to write home about. Getting onto the screens, both these devices are going to be full HD 1080p. We are going to have a Super AMOLED display on the A53 5G paired with a 120 Hz refresh rate. On the G Stylus 5G, we're going to have an IPS LCD display, so obviously we're not going to have as good as a display on the A53, but we're still going to have that 120 Hz refresh rate. As far as our screen to body ratio, both of them are going to be about 85%, and yeah, both are 20:9 aspect ratio. And the Galaxy A53 5G has a higher PPI of 405 compared to the G Stylus's 395 PPI. Getting into the software of both these devices, we have Android 12. On the Galaxy A53, we're going to have One UI 4.1. As far as the chipset goes, we're going to have a Snapdragon 695 5G on the Moto G Stylus 5G, and we're going to have the Exynos 1280 on the Galaxy A53 5G. Now these are pretty similar processors and power, and we're going to show you the Geekbench scores in a little bit right here, so you guys can go ahead and see that, but very similar power right there. As far as the GPU, we are going to have the Adreno 619 inside of the G Stylus 5G and the Mali G68 inside of the A53. When it comes down to the storage and the RAM inside of these devices, the Galaxy A53 5G has a ton of different options. We go up from 128 to 256 gigabytes of storage, and we also have options for the RAM as well, starting from 4 to 8 gigabytes of RAM. So we have a lot of different options to choose from on the A53 depending on how much you want to spend. Going over the G Stylus 5G, we only have one option, and that is going to be the 256 gigabyte and 8 gigabyte of RAM. So a lot of RAM in here, a lot of storage in here, and the weird thing is this G Stylus 5G actually comes with a SanDisk memory card inside of it for some reason that has 256 gigabytes. We also have a micro SD card slot that is shared with the SIM slot in the A53, and as far as the G Stylus 5G, we have a dedicated slot for a micro SD card, so that's nice to see in there. That's great that we can always expand the storage. Now getting into the cameras on these devices, the Galaxy A53 5G is going to have a 64 megapixel main camera, and that is going to be our wide angle camera. As far as our secondary, we're going to have a 12 megapixel ultra wide. Our third is going to be a 5 megapixel macro, and our fourth is going to be our 5 megapixel depth. This is capable of recording up to 4K at 30 frames per second or 1080p at 60, so we do have a few different options on the A53. Going to the G Stylus 5G, we only have a triple camera setup, so one less than the Galaxy A53 5G. With those cameras, we get a 50 megapixel main camera, an 8 megapixel secondary camera, and a 2 megapixel depth camera. The Galaxy A53 5G, as far as the quality goes, is much better than the G Stylus 5G. The G Stylus 5G doesn't doesn't even compare to the A53, honestly. And as far as the G Stylus' recording, we can record up to 1080p at 60 frames per second. So that is where it caps out. Going over to the Galaxy A53's front-facing camera, we do have a 32 megapixel front-facing camera, and that is going to be capable of wide-angle shooting, and we can also shoot at 4K 30 frames per second. The G Stylus, on the other hand, is about half of that as far as the megapixels go, and we have 16 in the G Stylus for the front-facing camera. It is, however, going to have a wide-angle camera. It's going to have HDR like the A53, but it's not going to have 4K on the front-facing camera. We can only record up to 1080p 30 frames per second on that camera. Now, the Galaxy A53 5G has stereo speakers as far as the speakers go, and the G Stylus 5G does not. The thing that's winning for the G Stylus 5G though is it does have a 3.5mm headphone jack, so you guys have the option to go ahead and plug in regular headphones. On the A53 5G, we do not have that option, so you're gonna have to use either a Type-C headphone or wireless earbuds. Both devices are going to have a 5000 milliamp battery. It doesn't say how many amps the charger is inside of the G Stylus 5G, but we do have quick charge 3.0. And as far as the Galaxy A53 5G, we have fast charging that is up to 25 watts. Getting into the colors, for the G Stylus 5G, we only have two different colors, and that's gonna be steel blue and seafoam green. As far as the Galaxy A53 goes, we have black, we have white, blue, and peach, and they're all that kind of matte color that I really like. Honestly, I really hate these backs that you leave fingerprints on. Motorola just needs to stop making that. It looks cheap and it looks really ugly in my opinion, and I hate leaving fingerprints on it. Also, I know you guys are gonna say get a case, but that's not a replacement for, you know, fingerprints. What if I don't want a case on it? Right? So I don't want a case on this device, and you guys should really start doing material design and stuff like Google does with their previous Pixel devices. Next thing we're going to take a look at is the Geekbench scores right now. We're going to go over those with you guys. I think you're going to be pretty surprised, honestly, even based off of everything. All right, guys, so these are the Geekbench scores. You know, as far as the specifications and the price goes, the Galaxy A53 5G wins this for sure. It craps all over the G Stylus 5G. This is just not a good phone at all for the price. But getting into the single core score, we have a single core score of 741 on the A53 compared to a single core score of the G Stylus 5G, and a multi-core score of 1909 compared to the G Stylus, which has a multi-core score of 1958. So those are the scores we got right there. The G Stylus 5G did a little bit better on the multi-core score, really not by that much, and I don't think it's really going to affect the performance that much. And also, these Geekbench scores can be a little off sometimes by a few numbers. Galaxy A53 5G, no question. Honestly, I was thinking this was an overpriced device for a while until I picked up the G Stylus 5G. Wow, this is a terrible phone for the price. You know, the phone is decent. It just, if they release this at $349 or something like that, I think it would have done good, but don't pick up this phone. It's trash for the price. So yeah, guys, the Galaxy A53 5G won. If you do need a stylus device, this is going to be the cheapest stylus device out there. Honestly, I don't really even use my stylus that much, and I have the Galaxy S22 Ultra. So if you guys are looking for a stylus device, maybe go on Amazon's renewed section and try to find something like the Galaxy Note 10 Lite or something like that. But there are better alternatives. One's right here, the A53 5G. You can also get the S21 FE for around the same price, S20 FE for the same price. But leave in the comment section down below what you think about both these devices. I really appreciate you guys for watching. This has been Safon from TechRight. Peace out, Tech Gang.